Right, so the first template or tool that I'm sharing with you is the 100 free transition pack, actually a little bit more than 100, but this is what was the Thea transition pack that I built for DaVinci Resolve 16. And what you're gonna use is, this is basically just a little short that you probably have seen about it if you have downloaded this pack. A couple of thousands people have downloaded these packs, so I'm assuming that it works well still and that a lot of people still enjoy these pack. So in DaVinci Resolve, what you want to do is, after you watch the video that I'm going to link in the description so that you can find these pack there, how it works is simply an adjustment layer that then you can just drop into your project to make it work. Now, in the latest version of DaVinci Resolve, some people mentioned that they had some issues that it didn't work, and that is because there's a little bit of an adjustment layer issue right here. So the way to fix that is by going to the effects, drag another adjustment layer, bring it, then cut it. After you have that adjustment layer, open the transition that you want to use. We're gonna copy this group right here. And the issue right here, let me just show you already, is that this timing right here is off. So that's why the transition is not showing up. So we're gonna click on the other adjustment layer. We're gonna press Ctrl E to make these groups small, and holding Shift, we're just gonna drag and drop it there. Now, if we take a look at this transition, then that works. And now you can just put these like these, for example, and there you are set. Now, that is what you would do if you run into that issue. So that is how this transition pack works. All you have to do is drag the adjustment layer into your project, and then you are ready to go. Let's jump into the next one. The dynamic zoom tool that I created and updated not long ago, a couple months ago. This is one of the freebies that a lot of people have downloaded because it's extremely useful, right? So I actually modified it, and then I added these lookup table right here so that you can modify the curves, and you can find this one. It's pretty straightforward to use. I will also link up the video so that you can check it out. And then here you will just adjust the curves. So make sure to watch the video to understand how it works. Well, first of all, download it and then watch the video to understand how it works. And that is pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward tool to use. Now, related to these, somebody actually shared a really, probably like 10 times better dynamic zoom tool that they created, and they shared it for free with me, and they wanted me to make a video, or like they wanted me to share it with you all. I just haven't had the time to explore more into it and share it, but I will definitely do that in the future. So let's jump into the next one. A free timer that you can use on your videos. This is a pretty straightforward timer, dynamic timer that you can just stretch and then adapt. And there, the video that I did for this one, I actually showed you how to create it from scratch, so that if you want to learn a little bit more about Fusion, you can actually watch the whole video so that you can know how to build this timer. But I also shared the actual tool so that you can just simply drag, drop it into a Fusion composition and then use it on your project. So it's a pretty straightforward tool to use again, and all you have to do is drag it into your project, put these whatever you want it to be with the transform tools, right? And then it will automatically, or it should automatically adjust to the duration that you drag it to be. All right, so let's jump into the next one, which is the animated arrows. So this one is actually another freebie that is pretty popular because it's pretty useful. So if you go to the effects tab after you install it, just write down arrows. Actually, it's not the effects, it's actually the generators tab. And then you can preview these arrows. Well, not this one because it's black, right? But if you press or hold, like hover your mouse on top of this one, you can see how this one looks. They are sort of stylish a bit. I don't know why I made them like these colors and stuff, but this was built like 2 years ago already. So yeah, make sure to check that one out if you're looking for some arrows to use on your projects, and they're all animated, and just drag and drop them. If you want to adjust the timing for them, since they are all using the anim curves, what you want to do is create a compound clip, rename these, and then you can just adjust the duration of these, maybe like 353%. That way it's gonna come in, be really fast, and then go out. Because if you try to make these really small like that, the animation will crash and it will just go black like that sometimes. So that is just an extra tip for the animated arrows. So to download them, you can find them in the SUALVI freebie section of the SUALVI store. And I will also be linking the video so that you can check out how they work. All right, let's jump into the next one, which is split screens. Actually, these 100 animated split screens is not 100 free animated split screens, but the actual free split screens that you get are the freebie or the demo of the split screens pack that has been pretty popular. Almost every day somebody buys that, and yeah, so because it's really useful. I've been meaning to continue developing it more and more because there's still a lot to do in that one, but I just haven't had a chance because I've been working on the paperful effects still, but I will talk about it in a little bit. Right, so in this video I explain how the split screens work. I also share the one, there's like 17 free split screens on the demo, but then you will be added to an email sequence, and then on like the day after I'll send you like 5 more or 8 more, a couple more, and then the day or 2 days later I will send you a few more again if you sign up to, or like if you receive that email list, right? So make sure to check that out if you're looking for some split screens to use on your projects. So that is the next one. So let's go and jump into the next one, which is the Mosaic tool. A lot of people have been, actually this was one of the tools that I ended up not really developing further because I didn't think there was that much interest in it. But there's at least 1 or 2 people that download these every day from the SUALVI store. So I thought it would be a great candidate for this video too, because it's a really good tool, and maybe I actually end up developing a proper tool for these sometime next year, right? So this is a pretty, we could call this an MVP, like a minimum viable product of the Mosaic tool that I built. It is a little bit of resource intensive because you are using a ton of adjustment, not adjustment, but like a ton of layers inside a fusion effect basically, right? So all you have to do to use this is to stack them up. Then you create a fusion composition with all of these clips like here. Then you add that effect onto that one. And then you can use the controller here to animate the different things like I explained in that video. This video will also be linked in the description, so make sure to check that out there if you want to download this Mosaic tool that I had built, well, a little bit over a year ago. The next one is another pretty popular tool that a lot of people have been using and a lot of people download every day, which is the 3D Rise plugin, which was built when there was not really any way of doing, like of bringing things into the 3D space in DaVinci Resolve or in the edit page. Now there's the DVE that is something a little bit similar to the 3D Rise plugin or effect that I built, but still a little bit different, right? So you can still like do a few things on the DVE that you maybe cannot do as well in this one, and also the opposite, right? So all you have to do in this one also is just double click the DR effects that you will get when you download this, and then you have the inspector tools or the inspector like options right here that you can use to modify the 3D Rise effect. And all you have to do is find these in the effects tab by searching for 3D Rise. There's actually a 3D Rise version 2, which I tried to experiment a little bit with to add the extrusion capabilities, but that has not been possible yet because there were still a few more things to work on for that to actually properly work. So the 3D Rise effect works as mentioned in that video, so make sure to check that out, and you can change the values of everything right here in the inspector. Let's jump into the next one, which is the Path Maker tool. Was one that came out just, I don't even remember why the idea came out to mind. I think it was because I was able to see the path of fusion of like an animation inside the edit page after I discovered these little transform tool right here. Yeah, so then you can see the paths and then modify them like that. So what this effect or this tool does, it allows you to, it basically is a pre-made path that then you can edit, right? So it's always gonna go from this point to that point, and then you can modify things, and then also you can make it be intro or only outro or an intro and an outro animation on that path that you have modified and created, which is what I explained in this video right here, that you can do and then customize it as you wish, and depends on how your project works. Like this, I have a really custom or weird path that then the object that you add this effect to has to follow, right? So that is basically the path maker tool, which you can also find on the SUALVI freebies section. So let's jump into the next one, which is the line generator, basically, which is another popular tool that a lot of people have made. And I thought, well, this is working, a lot of people are making these, maybe I should make these, so maybe I get some of those people to come to my channel as well, right? So I thought, well, let me just make it, why not? So I did that, and I just shared that in this little quick 40-second video that you can just use to align your clips to basically your eyes or anything. I actually used this not long ago on a project to align a date. So I basically used 2 of these generators, actually more than 2, actually 4, and I created a little square. That would probably be a good idea, right? To create a square version of these, and then I aligned all the dates on these different clips here. So it was sort of like everything else was changing, but the date was aligned. So it was a pretty cool effect to use on that video. And that is something that you can do with this line generator. What you would most likely use this for is to align your eyes when you're going from like a talking head from one shot to the next one or the next cut, so that everything is properly aligned. The next one is the film burn transitions, which are not really film, but they are burned because I made them with fire, right? And in this video, I shared how to make your own transitions and then how you can use them by basically just adjusting the blend modes and then adding some sound effects to make these look a little bit cooler. And it's a pretty straightforward thing to do. It just requires you to play around a little bit with the provided clips that you're getting. And this might be a good idea or a good like effect to create so that it's natively in DaVinci Resolve. Maybe I'll do that too. But the sound effects portion is not really easily added into like a fusion effect, right? So I'll have to look into that as well. So to use this, all you have to do is drag and drop on top of your clip, adjust the blend mode, and then also the speed, and then add your own sound effects. This one, which I did not long ago, which is a simple line generator. I actually found a video of somebody made, but I can't exactly remember the name now, that it was a lot cooler than this one. So if I remember which one or like who made it, I will probably link these in the comments of this video, because their line generator was really cool. And it actually just gave me some ideas of things that I could maybe add into this one, right? So I discovered that one like right after I had made this video, right? So not long ago. I just ran into it on Instagram, I think it was. So yeah, this one is a line generator that you can adjust and create like dashed lines or dotted lines basically. And then you have the ability to track the different points, and you can see here there's the line or dot line generator. Maybe I should call these dashed lines. Now the next one is a pretty recent video, probably the latest video that I did, yeah, which is the letters or the free collage letters or animated letters that you can use on your videos. So these are all green screen letters that you can download, and they are all pre-animated, and these are basically a freebie or part of the freebie versions of the Paperful effects toolkit or plugin that I've been building. And I just tested them out with these letters, and I thought I would share these letters because it is also one of those things that a lot of people want, or at least I see content creators share, or that people ask them, how can I add these letters, or where can I find more letters? So this is one of them, or one of the packs that you can find with letters or pre-made animated letters, and I explain how to use them in this video. So make sure to check the video out and then follow along so that you can know how to create some pretty interesting effects with these letters. Let's jump into the next one, which is related. So the Paperful effects is one that I've been working on for the past 2 months, and it's not completely ready yet because I still want to add a few more things and I have to record sound effects and all that stuff. But it is available for pre-order now. Like there's a few people that have pre-ordered these already, And I'm thinking I'm gonna be actually giving those people early access so that they can make their own videos, and then maybe I'll create some sort of affiliate link for them to do so they can get some money if people buy from their links. There it goes. So this paper full effect is a demo basically, right? So this is the beta 2, and it has like a bunch of things that you can try it out, like the tracker, so that you can know how to use these and make the paper full effect look pretty cool natively in DaVinci Resolve, so that you don't have to create all the masks every time you do these for like a different composition or a different clip that you want to use this on. So let's jump into the next one, which is this color wheel animation that Ben, which is a photographer, I think, and probably a couple more things, he creates some pretty awesome videos on Instagram showcasing his color grades with this style of motion graphics or animation. And it gave me the idea, so I made a tutorial from scratch how to build your own one so that you can know how things work around in Fusion. And after you build this in Fusion yourself, well, you will know how to build it yourself and you will learn a lot of stuff. But I also shared the actual Fusion composition for these that you can download and then just drag these onto your project. It's actually not a Fusion composition, but it's a generator that you can edit and adjust. So on this generator, all you have to do is adjust at different points. Let me see, where is it? So yeah, here it is. On this generator, what you can do is adjust the different colors of the little circles that show up and go to the target position where you want the color effect to show up. So yeah, it's a pretty cool effect that if you want to use, maybe then you can download it and then add these to your photos to showcase your photos or your videos. Now let's jump into the last one, which is a dynamic callout title. I built this over 2 years ago, or I made this tutorial over 2 years ago in 2021 already, which is, I don't even know how it just wanted to buy like these. And it's one of those things that I thought, well, that would make a really cool actual pack. I should probably try to build one, which is in the plans. I want to build some pre-made color titles or pre-animated color titles that are trackable. So that is basically what's different on this title or on this color title than other ones, which is that this one has a tracker that you can add to any object so that the color title follows that object, right? Or like at least the base. So that is a pretty straightforward tool to use. All you have to do is drop the Fusion composition into your project and then track it out, and then you're ready to go. So I will be linking the video so that you can know how to build it if you want to build it from scratch. But on that video, I also shared the link so that you can download these and then simply drag and drop it into your project. So 15 tools and templates that I built over the past few years for DaVinci Resolve, and that I've shared them on my channel. So make sure to download all of them if you want. There's some people that just download everything that's on the freebies section on the SUALVI store at once. And there's also people that download one by one, and I get like orders, like because it shows up the orders, like this person, and it shows the same person downloading like one, and it gets a little bit tedious, but it is what it is, right? So make sure to check all of these out if you have not yet, and enjoy. That is it. It's just basically a little recap or end of the year recap of things that I've shared. And I hope that you have a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and also a happy new year if we don't see each other again before the next year. So that is it for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one here in SUALVI. Bye.